So if you have a SaaS business and you want to know your competitors' pricing, here's what you do. You call them. Nobody has that job description in your business, so you do it. Somebody has to do it, you do it. This is the number one obstacle I see in all my clients with regards to them not knowing their competitors' pricing is that it just seems to be this task that nobody really wants to pick up. So you do it. And the way you do it is you call them. And then when you call them, you ask to speak with a sales rep. And when you get the sales rep on the phone, you say, hello, my name is whatever your name actually is. And you say, I'm calling as a consultant on behalf of a client who wants to remain anonymous. They are currently searching the market to buy a solution, and they want to, before they select one, to see what the market can actually offer. So we are calling you, and then you name their two biggest competitors as well. And you might even mention your own company in that mix just to see what they think of you. And so you're saying, so this is just an exploratory call. I'm not looking to get any definite pricing off of you, but just to get some insight into what your product can deliver and how you want to structure a commercial agreement. At this point, the sales rep will likely say something like, well, if I don't know a lot about the client, I can't really help you and give you exact pricing and so forth. So you're prepared for this. You say, well, my client is, and then you mention a client that would be perhaps at the almost top of the market, not the absolute biggest global client, but sort of like 2/3 there. So like a big fish. So it would be something like a relatively large company looking to make a big enterprise type deal within the software that you're buying. But then you say, well, we would like to test it out in a pilot or just in one country or in one division or in 5 stores or whatever it is the software actually does first before we scale up to the sort of full solution across 100% adoption across the organization. So we actually would like to understand both the use case for the small, let's say, pilot, but also for the fully ramped adopted solution, and also the pricing for the small pilot and the fully adopted solution. When you ask in this way, you actually get at the pricing of your competitors, both for the smaller customers and the larger ones, and you get at the way that they would usually approach discounting with larger clients, which is a really key part of how they do pricing. Now, the way that you then structure the discussion is you say, well, first tell me about your product, so you get all their product features and their services and their terms and conditions and so forth. And then you say, well, then tell me about your pricing model. So you figure out how they would actually construct a price. So you say, well, is it based on users or active users or API calls or storage or whatever it is? And is there flat fees and is there onboarding fees? And you just get at all the structure. And if at this point the sales rep is reluctant to give you pricing because he says, well, I still really don't know who the client is. And if you can give me more information, I can give you a real quote. What you say is, well, I really can't give you the name of the client, but I just want to know what actually drives the price because our client is expecting to grow a lot and they would like to know what will affect their pricing going forward. So I'm not asking you to give any exact price points. I might like to have indications from you, but I'm not asking you to commit to a quote. And the way to express it, or if you express it in this way, the sales rep will feel confident that they're not caught off guard, that they're not saying something that they can't deliver on and so forth, because they will have time to review later on. So really what you're trying to do is to pump the information out the sales rep with giving them not sort of full visibility on the case that you're trying to price, but just you're getting all the structural elements out of them. Because they don't need to be specific, but they can give you the structure. And the structure is what you want because that is what is important and what is driving the pricing. So first you get the product from them, then you get the pricing structure, and then at the very end you can say, well, without committing, could you give me some sort of indication of what price level we're at? So this is sort of just the core of it. Anything around this is just extra. So you can say, well, how do we stack up to competitors? How would you compare to? And then you can mention your own company. Say, well, how would you compare your solution to the whatever widget AI or whatever, or these guys or these guys or these guys, and they will tell you how they think they position themselves and so forth. You can also ask about the roadmap and say, well, where you're going with this product in 1-2 years and so forth. At the end of this call, which should be about like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you will have everything. And then you say thank you, kind of follow up with you, and then you call the next one. And before lunch, you have all of your top 3 to 5 competitors in a nice Excel sheet, knowing their roadmap, knowing how they discount, knowing all their features, and knowing how they price. Nobody owns that task, but you could do it right now. Take care.